Greetings, this is Queen at the Earth Lodge with Earth Speaks, and we are moving into the Spring Equinox. We're coming out of winter and moving into the spring. And what does that mean? That means that we are harvesting all of the seeds. Well, actually, we're not actually harvesting, but we're getting a glimpse of the seeds that were planted in the winter, which equate to not only literal seeds that are sprouting up, but also the intentions that we set when we went dark into the darkness and into the darkness within ourselves, into that deep mystery in the wintertime, where energy was turned inward. Now it's starting to spring forward. So all of our intentions are starting to manifest, womb-manifest. You're starting to see them. All of the prayers you made, all of the intentions you set, all of the conjuring you did in the winter is now making itself visible, and that's very exciting. But as we move into another cycle, it's always good to kind of dust off the prior cycle. And some of the things that are really good as you move into this cycle of rebirthing, seeding in the winter and rebirthing in the spring, you want to clean off some of the afterbirth of the winter. And what that could look like is to take a really good salt bath. One that I love to use is a cup of salt, a cup of baking soda, and 2 cups of peroxide. That not only does it moisturize your skin, but it clears off and cleans off your inner etheric body, that energetic body around us that collects energy. Equally as important as brushing your teeth. But as you move into another cycle, it's really good to clean the old cycle off. Give thanks for it, but clear it off. It's kind of like if you were going to plant a new garden. You wouldn't leave the old shrub or the old brown leftovers from the winter. You clear it off and make a new fresh garden. So the same with this body. This body is a garden. We're constantly tending it, constantly watering it, constantly caring for it. So that's a really good way to go. And also, from the winter, we ate lots of heavy foods, most of us. Foods that would keep our body warm, potatoes, root foods, have a tendency to eat more because the food helps to keep our body warm, and we were more in more of a sedentary state. As the climate warms up, and I know that's kind of contradictory with all these clothes I have on, but we're still in the energy of spring. Even if it's cold where you are, you're still energetically in the energy of spring. So we have a tendency to put on a few more pounds in the winter time. So this is a really good time to clean the liver out. Clean the liver out. And one cleanse that I recommend is the Master Cleanse by Stanley Burroughs. Please Google it. But I know it consists of maple syrup, lemons, cayenne pepper, and water. And this really helps to flush your system out. It helps to clean the organs out, especially the liver, because the liver is a place that holds a lot of toxins, helps to filter them out, helps to control our metabolism, and just helps to keep our body clean. It also helps to distribute the things that are good for our body. So the liver is one of the largest organs in the body, but it's also one of the most important ones in terms of keeping things moving and flow. Another good liver cleanser is dandelion tea, milk thistle. That also helps to do a lightweight liver cleanse. But if you want to do a heavier cleanse, check out Stanley Burroughs. Just Google it, Master Cleanse, it'll come right up. Also, you want to set, as you move into a new cycle, you want to set new intentions. Be mindful if you are setting the same intention every spring and it has not come into fruition yet. That means you're not composting. And what I mean by composting is composting the blockages that might get in the way of your intentions coming into fruition. So make sure that you sit, find a place, meditate, and really contemplate and feel about what you want to rebirth in this new cycle. Very important. You don't want to keep taking the same thing over the threshold. And what do I mean by that? The same story, the same trauma, the same obstacles. Be mindful of what those are. So find a spot, sit quietly, maybe light a candle, put on some ocean music, which is clearing, which creates flow, and just be still. And it is in the stillness that you're able to hear the inner voice, the voice of your own soul, the voice of your own intuitive knowing, and feel about. Don't get so much in your head, but feel about. Check in with your body too, because it's part of this process. Feel about what it is you want to clear out before you cross over into the threshold. Really important. And yes, we're crossing over tomorrow, but that still doesn't mean if you go a few days past that you still can't have this ceremony within yourself so that you can clearly go over. Clearly go over. Not just go over in a rhetorical way, but measure the difference. By summertime, you should be able to see some of the fruits of your labor in the winter and the spring actually come into fruition where you can actually participate and enjoy them. Okay, another piece of spring, and I mentioned this, is about rebirth. We're constantly giving birth to ourselves. What is it that you haven't tapped into that is dormant within you that you want to bring life to? It could be an old dream, an old desire, a vision that you just kind of put on the back burner. Bring it out into the energy of spring, because the energy of spring promises. It has no respect to person. It doesn't care about your story, how much trauma you've had in life, your struggles, your obstacles. Spring works for everybody. So if you get in the energy of it, the whole planet is in the energy of spring. In the energy of spring right now. Okay? So especially the earth beneath us, if you look down, you can just see little new birth, new growth all around you. That's a conversation that the planet, Mother Earth, is having with you. Saying, rebirth yourself, get your sprouts going, so that you can be aware and in tune and in alignment with the natural order that happens on this planetary sphere. So important to be in alignment. We've got our time that we hold ourselves bound to, but then there's planetary time. This new cycle is magical, and it gives us an opportunity to begin again. One thing that I really like to do is to get a big jar, put maybe a big mason jar, fill it up about that far with beans, rinse them off first, soak them in water for a while, and then rinse them off, and then pour all the water out, let them get dry, or not dry, but just get the water off of it, and then put it in a dark corner for a few days. When you come back, you'll see those sprouts begin to come out of the beans. Hold the sprouts in your hand and listen to them. They are telling you and showing you with the frequency of new birth what to do, what you can do. Because the sprouts are an outpicturing of where we are in the spring. Better yet, eat them. Take them into your body and listen to the messages that they have for you. So, welcome to the Spring Equinox, where day and night are both equal. The energy of rebirth, the energy of new life, the energy of new beginnings, and that new beginning is for you. No matter where you are in life, it may look dark and it may look like you don't know where you're going, but trust me, if you trust spring, spring will help you see and help you carve a path, just like that little tiny root carves itself a path up and out where we can see it. It went through a process to get there. Same process that we go through to rebirth ourselves. Trust spring, trust what you know, trust what you feel, and get into it. Just don't let it become a thing that's outside of yourself. Oh, spring, we're in the spring equinox. Well, spring equinox is an intimate interaction that's happening inside of you as well. So get into it. Bring spring into you and help activate the springtime that's within you. Okay? So excited about going into new cycles. It's so important. Tell your children, tell your families, tell your loved ones, tell your community. Bring everybody into the joy of spring and the rebirthing of spring. Really good time to shake off that generational trauma, yes, and rebirth something new. Okay, we have something new we'd like to introduce you to. It's called Springtime Activation. It's actually a transmission that I'll give to help activate spring within you. It's something that you've already got inside, but the activation will help to turn it on. You know, sometimes you've got dreams and visions, and then you've got people outside of yourself that help activate those dreams and visions, because maybe you just don't have enough belief in yourself to make it go forward. Well, the activation will give you a Shakti pot, sometimes called a Shakti pot. Turn you on, get the Kundalini rising, snapping out of the old trauma and getting into this energy of rebirth. So please, at the end of this video, if it's something that you feel will be helpful, they're only $12. And that $12 activation you get to keep, and you get to play it over and over and over and over again, because repetition and reiteration are manifestation or womifestation. And you will have an outpicturing of what you've been trying to get to, something tangible. So don't let spring go without being able to visually see your rebirth and feel the rebirth that is happening within you. Trust me, others will see it, but what's most important is that you see it for yourself and that you know it. But until then, it's okay that others see it, because it's the community that surrounds us that helps us to step fully into our soul's purpose. So check out our activation. We'll have more information for you right after this video. And feel free to check out our website. We're at www.earthlifecenter.org. Become a sustainer for just $18 a month. Check out the new curriculum, Finding Your Soul's Purpose Through Earth Medicine. It's phenomenal, and it's a deeper journey into finding your soul's purpose and activating your soul's purpose. Also, check out our Facebook page and sign up and share it with your friends. Share your earth wisdom with us, and do not forget to do something wonderful for the earth today. Look forward to staying connected with you. Look forward to the journey. Be blessed and enjoy spring. Happy Equinox.